Hello, we're here today with Dr. Muhammad Hussein, who's the author of this incredible book, How Malaysia Missed 7 Chances at Nation Building. And most importantly, what can we learn from this? I read your book with great interest. I found it very interesting that a person of your incredible corporate background, having spent over 3 decades in Maybank, reaching the top echelons of our biggest bank in the country, having led 7 publicly listed companies, such an illustrious background, and you picked a topic which I think is very interesting and very intriguing and not often heard in Malaysia. Tell us a little bit about your motivations. Why did you write this book?
This book, despite its title, is actually about the future. The reflections is the historical context to it, but the book essentially is moving forward. See, I asked myself, here we are, 67 years of the independence. Have we achieved the aspirations of our founding fathers? In 33 years, we'll be celebrating our 100 years anniversary as an independent nation. What have we to show for it? Progress, yes, but 100 years we need to show more than progress. So this book is driven not so much by inspiration, but rather by, in a way, disappointment, frustration, and you can say anger as well. In the sense that after 67 years, we are still grappling with legacy issues. We were, if you recall, at one time, a role model for developing countries. We were looked upon as a new emerging Asian tiger. Our neighbors look upon us with envy, and we were ahead of the pack, most countries. But suddenly, we begin to see erosion in our values, especially in our governance, in our standard of living, because of disproportionate increase in cost of living. So I asked myself, are we in a state of kesejahteraan?
So maybe I can say that you're looking at these 7 missed chances and you're asking yourself, are we going to miss the next chance? Are we going to get the next chance right? Is that what you're alluding to?
Yes, of course. And first, we got to ask ourselves, are we even on track for kesejahteraan? But I need to put this in context. My book is written up to 2022. So it is an analysis of what happened up to that point of time. So I'm living in the current administration because it's too early to assess. So I'm looking back really the first 65 years of our statehood. I asked myself, why did we drop from that pedestal? What did we do wrong? And I thought the best way to do it is to go back into history and ask, what was our nation building built on? Did we have many chances at nation building and got it right, grabbed the Carpedian moment, or did we blew it? So I picked the 7 chances and analyzed what happened during the 7 chances. These are what I call Carpedian moments.
Right.
Moment that we could have seized and built a nation.
Yeah. So you very interestingly allude to these 7 missed chances. You've spoken about the chances before independence, when the British, end of the Second World War, when the British came back. You spoke about Merdeka, the formation of Merdeka, about what happened in '69, and then after '69, the chances that we've had with the new economic policy, etc. So you've really gone into very critical moments, which I'm sure our readers will enjoy reading the book and understanding your views of this. Out of the different moments that you saw, is there one that particularly resonates with you, that you feel that we should have really got right?
Well, if you ask me to pick one, I suppose I have to pick Vision 2020. Yeah? But Before I explain why, I have to put it in perspective. Let me go back to the seventh version, because all these the seven chances are interrelated. Yeah? If we, for example, had done what Indonesia did, grabbed Merdeka when Japan surrendered, but the British were nowhere around, we technically were independent.
Yep.
There was no foreign power on our land. We could do what Sukarno did, preempt the Dutch from coming, we preempt the British from coming, and declare independence. If we had done that and started our nation building then, maybe the trajectory would have been different. People were, just after the war, everybody was suffering. People were getting used to suffering. People were hardened, including the Malays. They were used to hardship, were hardened. So if we had started nation building from that time, we would have been different people. And the second choice was when On Jaafar wanted to admit Malays, not Malays, into UMNO.
To UMNO, yes.
And therefore turn UMNO into a multiracial party. That actually would have been the first step to building a united Malayan race. Yeah? If we had done that, then we wouldn't have set a precedent for race-based parties. So that would be a good step to build a nation based on a single race and having policies to integrate, to assimilate, so that we actually have a single race. But we didn't, and launched the National Economic Policy, which was intended to address what was identified as a main cause of May 30, the wide disparity between the economic situation of Malays and the non-Malays. And NEP came in. NEP is a great policy. I mean, every Malay, one of them, have benefited from NEP in many ways. I don't think there's a single Malay who say he has not benefited from the NEP in one way or another. But the main thrust of the NEP was to increase economic participation of the Malays. So the policy was right, but unfortunately, I think the implementation was not right. I mean, the book will expand on that. 2020 encapsulate everything that we want for this country.
Right.
Society, education, the level of democracy, the maturity of the crowd, the tolerance of society, and an economic agenda to carry it through. But it was not. Had we got it right,
if there's a next one chance, right, to make a change, what do you think that chance be, and what do you think that fundamental change has to happen?
Tan Sri Azman Mokhtar, when he reviewed my book, he quoted a Malay proverb that says, "Kalau sesat, balik ke pangkal jalan. If lost, go back to the beginning of the road." That's the key.
So, Dato', thank you so much for writing this book. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think our readers would also really appreciate this book, How Malaysia Missed 7 Chances at Nation Building, and importantly, what can we learn from it? I think that, I hope that this book will be discussed. Perhaps we can have more forums on it. But thank you so much for writing it. I really enjoyed it, and thanks for having a chat with me today.
Thank you, Prem. Thank you for having me. Wonderful. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah.